Yes, we're doing big weights today.
How is this even possible?
Alright, we're gonna see how well I'm gonna do with this. I just completed 2 sets, it's gonna be my 3rd. Alright. I can't complete that.
How many reps do you normally do?
I'm supposed to be doing 7.
Okay, you did what, 5?
Yeah.
Not bad.
What's going on, everyone? Good morning. Or good afternoon.
Good day.
Good day, everyone. Today it is Monday. This week we're heading to Texas. It's gonna be our first time there. Don't know what to expect really, but I think we're well prepared for our keynote. We're definitely gonna be filming a lot of things out there. It's gonna be, yeah, it's our first time out there, so we're definitely gonna be filming out there. Beyond that, you can see it's a very gloomy day today. It's not really the most pleasant in terms of environment. Right now we're going into, Montreal, we're known for our 4 seasons, so this is like the dark period of Montreal, I should say. Like, everyone is more indoorsy. They want to go outside.
More so the winter. Like, now it's not so bad. Like, you have your gloomy days, but when it's nice out, if you're just, have a nice sweater on.
Yeah.
Fall
is cool.
is nice. But then the end of fall, like end of November around my birthday, and December is where it's like nobody wants to go out.
Yeah, you could already start to see it already.
Yeah. There's less people out nowadays. Yesterday I was in the Old Port, like touristy area, and there weren't that many people. And it was a pretty nice day. It wasn't super crowded.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad yesterday. The weather was pretty cool, so I'm pretty sure. I'm surprised. So that's to show you that, like, we're reaching that period. So it's gonna be cool for us to go to Texas this week in a whole different environment in terms of weather. Very stoked about that. But beyond that, like, how am I feeling this morning? How everyone is feeling? My mood is this morning. I don't know. It's not the most. I don't say I feel the most pleasant right now.
Is it like neutral or negative?
I think it's more neutral. I wouldn't say it's negative. I know for me personally, my moods do get impacted by the weather. So when it's gloomy days like this, I don't feel like to be outside. I kind of want to be left alone, more or less. I'm very sensitive to the weather, but I think most people are like that.
Yeah, I get like that too. It depends. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I enjoy when it's gloomy because it feels very calm, and then it makes me feel calm. And then other days, it depends on other factors, but like some days I appreciate it, and then other days it's kind of like, okay, it's cold, I'm not really enjoying it. But yeah, I'm actually excited to go to Texas. I thought I would feel more anxious as we approached, but I feel like I'm feeling less anxious as we approach the date. I'm feeling confident that the conference is gonna go well. probably need to practice maybe like a couple times, but I think it's gonna go well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a little bit hectic, like today and tomorrow, because our flight is on Wednesday, and so today and tomorrow we're gonna we still have a bit of work to do, a couple meetings, and have to prepare. So that might be a little hectic, but once we're there, I think it'll be good.
Yeah. In terms of like conferences and keynote presentations and stuff like that, how we prepare is, I think everyone is different, but I know for me specifically, I have to practice what I'm gonna say, not word for word, but at least the talking points, because I don't like to read as much on stage. I want it to come off as natural as possible. So the last 2-3 weeks or so, we've been like just practicing like the points that we're gonna cover, and the important takeaway we want to the important takeaways, just making sure that we're fine-tuning that. In terms of the presentation for our slides, we decided to do something a little different this year. Usually we still have a ton of information on the slides, but that's not practical when you're doing a keynote presentation, because there's a lot of information, right? And like you want people to be able to grasp what we're saying. So we only just have like one-liners or one sentences for each slide, and those one-liners are basically the key takeaways that we're going to be presenting for each topic or for each section. So I think like that would be a lot easier for the people to digest, and it's more of like a minimal approach. That's what we did so far. That's kind of like our tactic in terms of like attacking these type of presentations. And I don't know if you have any, like, what's your...
It's so funny. I used to, like, when I had to do oral presentations and stuff, I used to memorize it word for word and then have like my little notes, and I'd be so nervous. But since practicing with you, we kind of practice where we don't have everything written out. Like, we'll have an outline of what we want to talk about, and I feel like this is so much better and more natural. And then we just practice it and we talk through it. And the first couple times it's super rough. We don't really know what we want to say, and it's like super weird. But then the more you do it, the more you grasp what you want to say, and it just flows a lot better. And you can also figure out like, okay, maybe this slide doesn't make sense, let's remove it, or this is redundant. So I feel like that way of preparing for a keynote is the best way, because you're not so stuck on, oh, am I going to remember to say this specific sentence? You're more like, do I grasp the global concept of what I want to say? And every time we practice, it's delivered slightly differently, because we're not learning it by heart, but we're always saying the same thing. It's just that it comes out naturally every time, and I really like that.
I think one thing that we're trying to work around, or not say work around, but one thing that we're trying to do with this specific keynote presentation, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it for this one, but probably in the one in Brooklyn at the end of the month, but like weave in like a storytelling aspect inside of the presentation. I realize I've been watching like little different videos about people who do like, public speaking and things of that nature. And the most important thing that they said is finding ways to tie in a story in the topics that you're presenting. So if we're gonna present a specific topic, you could probably use a real life example of something that either happened to your life or something that's in general, and kind of tie that topic together so people could grasp it a little bit more, and they could remember it. They can remember it pretty much, So that's one thing that I feel like we kind of need to work on once we grasp the thing. And it doesn't have to be the entire presentation, but I think like certain sections, probably like find a way, either in the intro or whatever. But I think that's one thing that I would love us to master or to implement.
Maybe not for the Texas one, because it's kind of last minute, but I do think for the one we're doing in Texas, like, we do put real life examples and stuff in there, so it could work. I think it flows pretty well, but yeah, probably for the next one, maybe we can figure out a way.
Yeah, and
to
also another thing too, what's cool about like the fact that, you know, it's both of us who's doing this keynote presentation is the fact that like we could we could both correct each other. So certain topics or certain things might be like, okay, well, you're over explaining this, or how you explain this is not really making much sense. So on your end, if you're in a situation where you have a conference or a presentation coming up, I would suggest to run it by someone or try to practice with someone that you actually value their opinion and their feedback, so they could just tell you pointers that you could improve on. Because sometimes in your head, well, that happened to me in the like how it's presented in my head and how I say it is two different things. So having someone else to be like, okay, well, how you're saying it right now is, it might be more effective if you said it like this, or you say this first and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically a little TED talk on presentation and how we're approaching our keynote. But yeah, right now we're gonna go get something to eat. Well, not get something to eat, but make breakfast and start the day and bring you guys along. So no bread today, just tofu, eggs, and cashews. I'm a big cashew person. And the grapefruit. Ash is there, chefing up. So it is 11:40. Mondays is pretty, I wouldn't say hectic for us, but there's a lot of catching up to do at the beginning of the week, like most people. I don't know, today my mood is, like I said, it's kind of all over the place. And something I wanted to just get up on here and just kind of share was listening to your gut, your instincts. And kind of curious to know how, I want to say I'm curious.
Okay, they want us to submit audited financial statements.
From us or for them?
Why are they asking for this?
The only reason why we're talking about gut feeling.
No, doing that.
Talk about gut feeling. We just got like a brief from someone for a project, and what they're asking us is pretty crazy. And going through it, I'm just like, I don't think we should do this. And like Ash said, they're asking us for like financial audit documents, which is kind of like, it's kind of overkill for a potential client to ask you that. But anyways, I just had to be thinking about just listening to your gut feeling and like, when do you know that your intuition is right? You know, me, I don't usually react to the first thought that comes to mind. Like, until my intuition speaks to me, it's not when it's first speaking to me, but the first thought that comes to mind, I jump to, you know? Usually once the voice gets loud, I guess that's when I usually make a reaction, or I react to like, yo, you know what? I need to follow my gut feeling. I need to go with that. And honestly, I think it's something that like, sometimes I feel like I'm good at, and sometimes I don't feel like I'm good at. Like, there's times where it's like, I know I should be listening to my gut feeling. I know I should be listening to my intuition. And there's times where I'm like, forget about it. I'm not really in the mood to listen to you because something else is guiding my decision or whatever the XYZ. And I think we need to make room for that inner voice that comes up sometimes. I think we really need to listen to those voices and create space for that voice. And that's what I just had in my mind right now, to just really get up in here and just kind of just share that, because today I just been having that voice, like Ash said, got this brief and I'm just like, ugh, my gut feelings tell me no, don't do it. And like going through it, that's when we realize like, no, this is not for us.
There are too many red flags.
Yeah, too many red flags and too many things that's just not aligned with us, you know. And then I think there's an importance of just pursuing things that's more aligned to who you are as a person, aligned with your values, your morals, and just to constantly feed into that. And at times that could be, you know, that could feel like you're playing the long game when it comes to life, right? Because you might not see the benefit of doing that right away, but a couple months, couple years down the line, you will see the benefits of just constantly listening to your inner voice and just constantly going towards things that are more aligned towards who you are as a person, and more towards things that you actually want to do. So that's kind of my midday thought. Just wanted to get up on here and just share that with you right now. We have a call in a bit, I guess.
In like 10
10
minutes.
Yeah, we have a call in 10 minutes. And yeah. Do you want to share anything?
Not really, but it is definitely sometimes you see things and there's definitely red flags for potential clients that, like, you can't be desperate, you know, we can't say yes to everything just because, I don't know, just because you want to make money or times might be hard, or even though for us, like, we're on this constant hunt for new work, we're still selective.
Yeah.
We're still being selective. Obviously, we have a bit of a flexibility because, you know, clients are going through tough times as well. So we kind of have to work together and accommodate and be flexible. But there's a certain limit or a line that you don't want to cross sometimes, where you can tell just by reading a proposal that a client is going to be difficult, or they're asking for too much, or they have unrealistic expectations. So when we see those things, we decide to not apply for that, because we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we're working under conditions that we're not comfortable with. We don't even want to take that risk.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you're applying for things and you're doing things out of fear and out of desperation, I don't know, I'm just big on energy, and I feel like just energetically you're not going to attract the best opportunities when you're in that headspace.
Mm-hmm.
So like I try to avoid that as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're all humans at the end of the day, so like I think that's the constant battle. But like, you know, me and Ash were all about playing that long game. I think, you know, that's the path that we chose to do, and that's why sometimes we don't jump on the first thing that comes to us. We try our best to not jump on like the first check, the first collaboration, the first partnership, whatever, you know, like it has to make sense to us. And the thing about us, if it doesn't make sense to us, we're not really into it, and we won't be really committed to it at all. So halfway through, we're just gonna probably be like, forget this, or can this please be over, you know?
Yeah, I hate that feeling. Like, why put ourselves in that situation, you know? Like, we're in control.
Yeah.
We're in control. That's the privilege of being an entrepreneur. Yes, there's difficulties and challenges with being an entrepreneur, but ultimately at the end of the day, you're in control of your life and the things that you allow, you know? So sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that. Like, we're not at the mercy of clients. We're in control. We can choose. We can decide.
And to anyone at that point, it's not even just in the context of like clients. It could just, this can apply to literally anyone that you work with in any capacity or have a relationship at all. Like, I think there's beauty in just listening to yourself and just going with things that are aligned with you, and just constantly do that audit of your life, or just do that audit of your life whenever you can, you know. And I think it's a constant thing you have to do. I know on my end, it's something that I have to constantly do. It's not something that's automatic, like, oh, like right away I know this is not aligned with me. I would make a few mistakes, or I might do something that's not really aligned with me, and then I start realizing like, okay, why am I feeling like this? Then I'm like, okay, that decision I made, you know, like a week ago, that's not what I really wanted to do, or XYZ. And then I start to like doing a full on audit of my entire life, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I have to recenter myself, because listen, no one is perfect, and we're all humans, so we're all a work in progress. So yeah, just wanted to get up on here and just kind of share that thought with you real quick. We have a call right now, and gonna check in with you guys a little later. What's up, y'all? What do y'all miss? You miss me devouring that amazing salmon. I know you guys saw that. That's one of my special salmon right there. Actually, it was kind of more experimental. I never made that before. I was just kind of experimenting with it. It was good, but one thing I realized is that if you're gonna pan fry a salmon, you can't use like liquids as much, you know, because I didn't use a lot of dry seasoning on it. I used like some soya sauce and a little bit of seasoning, but like, you know, soya sauce doesn't really stay well on fish as much, like, so whatever. It wasn't as tasty as I wanted to be, but it was pretty good, and it still hit the spot, you know. Beyond that, was just editing some videos right now. Shout out to Ash, you know, my lover, my everything. She comes through with her creative direction skills, amazing, you know, because on my end, what I do, I get the footage and I kind of just splice them together. But Ash has an eye in terms of like, you know, adding text, color correction, and things of that nature. So she really helps me out in terms of like elevating the videos to another level. I'm pretty sure you guys see and notice a big difference the last couple videos that we've been putting out. Much thanks to her. In terms of my mood today, my mood wasn't that great, to be very honest with you. It wasn't the best, but we pushed through, and throughout the end of the day, I was able to process my thoughts more and just kind of like acknowledge how I was feeling and just let that pass. And you know, right now I'm just in a lot better mood by the end of the day. So that was amazing. And in terms of what's on the menu tomorrow, we have to start packing. Like, we were supposed to start packing today, and we did not. Well, yeah, we didn't do that. But we have a good reason. Our trip is not going to be as long as it was previously. We're only going to go through 3 days. For 3 days, I think originally we were going to go for 6 days, 5 or 6 days, but we decided to come back on Sunday instead of coming back on Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. So we're gonna pack a lot lighter. So we're like, yo, we could pack literally tomorrow. So that's gonna be on the menu. At the end of the day, we're gonna do that. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys right now for this evening. Thank you again for, you know, rocking with the boy. Really appreciate that. If you have not, please do a daily check-in with yourself and leave that in the comments. We'd love to read it. Love to learn about it, you know what I'm saying? So don't forget to do that, and catch you all tomorrow. Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay healthy. Miro out. Peace.